Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020, and in today we have a different type of video because, let's not lie, every single simmer out there has dreamt or daydreamt at some point that you're in a real aircraft and you've got to, for whatever reason, land the plane and save everyone on board. Well, we couldn't afford a full-size simulator, so we're trying something a little bit different. So, joining me today is Darren. Say hello, Darren.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Darren is... I've called you a non-simmer. Would you say that that's a truthful statement?
I feel like that's a definite true reflection. I think my hours in Flight Sim is probably, I would say, about 6 to 8 total.
Cool. And that was all like the Cessna 172 and the Diamond. So, have you ever seen a 737-800 cockpit?
I actually have, interesting enough, in real life, because I've been able to, been lucky enough to like go and just look at it, but not a cooking clue what's going on in the cockpit.
You didn't get to operate it, so
no.
I am a bit stressed though because it's very weird for me. So that the viewers know, I can't see the computer. So I'm in a different room. I've basically got the information that air traffic control would have. So I can see where you are on the map. So I actually can't see what the plane is doing. I can't see what the cockpit looks like, what you've set. So I'm going to have to trust that we can communicate well enough so that I know what you're doing and you know what you're supposed to do.
Okay, well, I hope my communication is good. It's probably bad at the best of times. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Anyway, I'm in the plane. I'm already nervous. It's starting to shake and turn a little bit. So, I don't know. Do you want to get cracking? Because we have to land this plane and we've got people on board counting on me.
Yeah, so I think, just so that everyone knows, what we're going to do is set up the plane to land automatically. So, pretty much all of the modern airliners have an automatic landing system, which is normally used if the weather is really, really bad. But I think it's super unrealistic to expect someone who's never flown a plane, or in this case, someone who's never used a simulator really. It's unrealistic to expect that they could just take the controls of a plane and hand fly it down and land it. That's not going to work. So what would happen in reality if this situation ever arises? By the way, this has never happened. It has never happened that a passenger has had to land a commercial plane. Some of the smaller planes, yes, things have happened, but an airliner, it hasn't happened yet. If it did though, they would set you up with instructions on getting the plane to land itself. That's the safest option. So I think that's what we're going to do today.
Perfect.
So Darren, I reckon what we start off with is a little bit of familiarization of the cockpit so that you kind of have some landmarks that I can reference when we're dealing. Because as you can see, there's a lot of different switches and things in front of you. So we need to kind of be able to have a way to navigate around that. So I think that's what we start with. Okay. So in front of you, the 737, so this is a Boeing 737. We are actually flying SAA 404 from Johannesburg or Tambo.
That's awesome.
down to Durband King Shaka. And like you said, we are pretty much just reached our cruise altitude. I think we've been cruising for maybe 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay.
And something has happened to the pilots.
What part are we cruising at?
Well, you're going to tell me that. So that's what we're going to start with, looking around. So in the 737, we have 6 screens. You should be able to see 5 of them, 4 in a little bit.
Well, I'm panning around because I remember how to do that with my little bit of flight sim knowledge. So I can see them, yeah?
Oh, yes, we should probably mention for the viewers that obviously in reality, looking around is not something that's a problem for people, but in flight sim. So Darren, I've already shown Darren how to look around the cockpit, and I've got some preset views. So if I kind of refer to go to view 3, you know to press 3 on the numeric keypad, for example. It's just to help navigate the cockpit, because in reality, if someone says look to your left, it's not a difficult thing to do.
Yes.
Right. So directly in front of you, you should have 2 kind of squarish screens.
Yes, I see those.
Okay. On the left-hand one, it's kind of split into 3 sections. You've got a grey tape on the left-hand side. You've got the blue and orange in the middle, which is the sky and the ground. And then you've got another orange tape on the right-hand side.
Orange
on
tape.
The left.
Or grey tape?
Sorry, grey tape.
Okay, so I'm just checking. Sure.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
On
What
the
are
left-hand
those?
side.
Yeah.
Say again?
What are those? I know you're about to tell me.
Yeah,
The
that's
different
what I was
types.
about to say. So
Okay.
on the left-hand side is your speed. So if you look at the number in the box, that'll tell you our current speed. So what are we doing?
261.
Cool, perfect. If we go to the right-hand side, that is your altitude. So in the box, we should be cruising at 31,000 feet.
Yeah, that looks right. It's 31 zeros. Yeah, no, the furthest right zeros are not exactly lined up, but yep, 31,000.
That's fine because the aircraft is going to kind of bounce around if there's a little bit of turbulence in the air, which is entirely possible. So as long as we're pretty close to 31,000, that's good. Okay, so that's your left-hand screen. If we go to the right-hand screen, I'm not going to use official names or anything because it's not actually going to help you at all. So we're going to do it left screen. Right screen is basically your map. That's your navigation display.
Okay.
So we're going to refer to a couple of things there. You'll see a purple line. That's the route that the plane is currently flying. So again, for the viewers, the plane is in autopilot. If you were to, for whatever reason, have to take over control of the plane in the cruise phase like it is now, it would be in autopilot, or it would be being controlled by the autopilot. That's how the pilots would have set it up. So I think the first thing we need to check is if the pilots have actually set up the entire route all the way down to Durban, which they probably have, but it's always a good idea to double check. So what I want you to do, Darren, is I want you to press 5 on your numeric keypad, which is going to take us down to the FMC.
Pressing 5? Yes. Is this called the FMC?
Then,
this thing that is in front of me.
So this is basically the computer that we use to tell the plane where to go, essentially. So I want you to find the button that says DEP ARR, which is departure and arrival.
I see it.
Okay, so if
Clicking
you
it.
click on that, on the right-hand side, you should see two options. FAOR for Joburg and FALE for Durban.
Yes, see both of them.
Cool, I want you to click the button next to FALE because that's where we are going. That is the code for Durban.
The left one or the right one?
Right.
Okay. Perfect. Click.
Right, so now somewhere, well, actually on the left-hand side, it's going to tell us our approach. The approach that we have planned is APMAT 1 Alpha. So it should say APMA or APM1A somewhere.
Yes, yeah. See that right top left? Well, should I say? Yeah,
cool.
on the top left.
So that means the pilots have programmed in our approach. On the right-hand side, we should be seeing ILS 06 or ILS Zulu, so ILS Z06.
Z06, got that. And both of them have ACT next to them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that ACT means they've been activated, they've been selected.
Cool.
So that means our pilots, before they had some problems, have programmed our
done
route.
their job, basically. Yeah.
Essentially, almost all the way to the runway. So the plane is going to do, let's say, 95% of the work. And it's already set up to do that. So at the moment, the plane is doing what we need. The autopilot is doing what we need it to do. There's a couple of things that we are going to need to set. And once we get closer to the airport, we're going to have to tell the plane where to go ourselves. The autopilot is not going to do all of it for us.
I'm not excited for this.
Yeah, that you'll see. Things are pretty chilled now. There's not all that much to do until we start descending.
Okay.
But things are going to get very intense very quickly towards the end of the flight.
Don't tell me that. I'm already stressed. So,
so the next thing we need to check is I want you to go back to that navigation display.
Navigation display. Okay, yes, that's the one.
Second
from. Yeah, cool. Got it. I can press 2 to go in a little bit closer. There we go. Okay. Yes.
You can press 1 to go even closer.
Is it? Oh yes. Okay, I see. Sorry.
Cool.
So,
what we're looking for is somewhere along the purple line in front of us. There should be a little green dot that says T/D. If it's difficult to see, you can change the zoom value because it might be zoomed out quite far.
Yeah.
To do that,
I think I'm already here, but teach me that, please.
Okay, so if you look above that screen, you'll see a row of a whole bunch of square black buttons.
Yes.
And Then you've got a series of 4 gray knobs.
Yes.
They go up and then lower down. Let's start from the left. 1, 2, 3 from the left. Inside it says TFC.
Hell's bells. TFC. I got FMC. Hang on, maybe I'm on the wrong buttons here.
Yeah, you're looking in the wrong place.
So where am I at? So if I go here and
okay.
I go up, yes, I've got 4 black things and stab out of trim. I've got all of that above it. I've got lights, BRT and
Further
dim.
up.
Further up. Cool, I'm up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you see the one that says TFC?
TFC.
So it's a gray knob with a black center, and on the black center says TFC.
Yes, I've got it. TFC, got it.
Okay, so that outside thing you can rotate and you can see the range there. So I'd probably dial it down to about 80.
Okay, click to 80. Oh wow. Okay,
Right.
that zoomed in on the screen there. I'll see.
Cool. So do you see a green dot with T/D?
I do. Yes.
Okay. So that is our top of descent point. Once we
Okay.
get to that point, the aircraft, the autopilot has said, this is the point at which we need to start descending to reach the runway at the correct point, essentially. So it's not going to do that automatically, sort of. It
Okay.
will, but we need to change a setting before it will do that.
Okay.
So I want you now to push 2 on your keypad so we can see pretty much the whole cockpit.
Done.
And then on the kind of glare shield, so we're not going to the overhead panel, just below the windscreen, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
There is, towards the middle of the aircraft,
Yes.
we've got a series of knobs with numbers written above them in white.
Yes.
I want you to find the one that says 31,000.
31,000. Okay, got one. It says altitude
And
31.
Perfect. So that whole panel that we're looking at there, which we're going to use a lot, that is what controls the autopilot. So at the
Okay.
moment, that 31,000 is saying to the autopilot, I want you to be at 31,000 feet.
Okay.
Okay? We want to dial that down now to 3,000. That is
Okay.
telling the autopilot, once you get to the top of descent point,
goodness.
you are allowed to go as far down as 3,000 feet.
Okay.
And whatever value you set in that box, it will stop at that altitude.
Can
so we
I
don't want to go
do that now?
further. What?
Must I do 3,000 now?
Yeah, do 3,000 now.
Okay.
So we're just saying we don't want you to go any lower than 3,000 feet. That's as far as you are allowed to go. And it will do that based on the way the plane is set up now. It will do that automatically when it gets to the top of descent.
Oh, okay, so it's not going to do that now while I'm doing it, if you know what I mean.
No.
As I'm scrolling down, it's not just plummeting the plane to 3,000
No.
feet. Okay.
So
Flap.
because if you look to the left of that 31,000, you'll see a button that says LNAV, which is highlighted green. And further to the left, other side the heading, there's one that says VNAV.
Yes.
That is the autopilot using the computer to calculate our vertical profile and our horizontal route as well. So as long as the
Okay.
VNAV is on, it's listening to the route that we've programmed into our flight computer essentially. And the
Okay.
flight computer will say, at top of descent, this is where you need to start descending. That 3,000 that we put in is basically a restriction or a limit to say you can't go any lower than this, and we're doing that for safety purposes.
I won't lie, Dill. The scariest part about all of this is not wanting to touch anything in case, because you have no clue as just a normal person what any of this
Yeah.
does. So if you touch it, you think, oh my word, is that literally just going to send the plane is going to turn over, we're going to crash into the ground? Do you know what I mean? So it's super scary. I
get what you're saying. So basically, if you go back to that altitude selector,
Yes.
if you go to the right of that, there's vertical speed, and to the right of that, you've got a series of 4 buttons,
Yes.
and then a big gray bar underneath.
Yes.
That section, don't touch. Those
Don't
are the
press
autopilot
disengage.
controls.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna
don't.
say.
So again, I think a lot of people might not understand that if you disengage the autopilot now, we're not just going to fall out of the sky. The plane will eventually start drifting off course and things like that.
Okay.
But you've got plenty of time to switch it back on.
Okay.
But that we would stay away from. And also, in reality, I would have said to you, if you were actually in a plane, because obviously just in the sim, you don't have the physical controls in front of you. But
Yes.
I would have said to you, the physical control column that's in front of your seat, don't touch anything there because there's also an autopilot disconnect button on there.
Okay.
So
Dol, I'm looking at
basically, yeah.
something on my screens. We've already started to descend, it seems, because we've hit
Cool.
top of descent. And
perfect.
the number on the left, which I think is our airspeed, you said, is going down slowly. I also hear the engine's going down, so it's 258. And then the number on the right, which you said is altitude, is going down 33, 300, 30, 260, around there.
Cool. So that means we've reached our top of descent. The plane is now starting to bring us down. So there's a couple more things that we need to start preparing now for our landing. So the first thing we're going to do is the middle screen. You'll see there's one screen right in the middle that's kind of by itself.
Yes.
Okay, if you go just above that, do you see the big circular dial with white numbers?
Big circular dial with white
So it's
numbers.
a round, it kind of looks like a clock, and the arrow will be pointing to 9 o'clock.
Oh, yes. It says up. Correct?
Yes,
up.
that's
1, 2,
okay.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 40. Flaps.
Yes, so that is your flap indicator.
Okay.
We're not going to use that just yet, but it's a good landmark. So if I say flap indicator, that's where we're going.
Okay.
I want you to go directly left of that. There's
Yes.
a big gray knob. It's also
Yes.
pointing 9 o'clock to off.
Yes.
That is the auto brake. I want
Okay.
you to dial it right to position 3.
Hells bells. Okay, done.
Cool. So that means when we touch down on the ground, as soon as the plane detects weight on the wheels, it will apply the brakes automatically. So even if you
Okay.
don't know how to how to put on the brakes, the plane will stop for you.
Just a question. It says auto brake at the top there, and there's a black thing underneath it. I don't have to click that.
No.
Okay.
Those are indicator lights to tell us when the auto brake is on and if
Okay.
it's not working.
Okay.
So if they're gray, it means everything's working at this stage.
Okay.
Right. Then the next thing we need to do is tell the plane, based on our weight, what speed to use when it's calculating our approach speed, because it's going to make our life easier. So I want you
Yes.
to press 5 on the keyboard, which is going to take us back to the FMC.
Yes.
And then I want you to find the button that says INIT init/REF.
Got it?
Cool. Click that button.
Clicked.
Then on the right hand side, it's going to give you some options for flap settings. You want to look for the one that says 40 somewhere.
I see 40. It's got 40 degrees. It's like got a degree sign next to it.
Perfect. So we're going to have the flaps at 40 degrees. So you're going to click the line select key to the right of that option.
Okay. Clicked.
Then underneath, there should be a section with a bunch of dashed lines.
Yes. / 3 dashes.
Cool. Click the line select key next to that.
Is that what it's called? A line select key?
Yeah.
Now I know. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sick.
So it should have now populated that dashed section
has.
with the values
It
that you
says
selected.
40/133.
Cool. So that means our reference, our approach speed is 133. We'll add a bit of headroom on top of that for safety and wind and stuff like that.
Do you know what I also want
Okay.
to say? Not being able to constantly look out the window is very scary. Because I don't know what the plane's doing.
I mean, you can look out the window if you want. This is very weird for me because I don't know if you're
If
doing
I'm
the
doing
right
the
thing.
right thing, yeah. This is very, very weird. Obviously, you have a camera on your side, so at least people can see you. But yeah, you reading charts and looking at me on a...
Oh yeah, no, I'm just looking at the
Yeah.
map, watching you coming closer to AppMat and going through my checklist to make sure we've covered everything. So
That's
we've set our altitude.
Yes.
We've made sure the approach is set in the FMC or FMS. I can never remember which one on a Boeing, which I probably should know. We've just done our VREF speed. So
Yes.
next we need to set up our frequencies.
Okay.
So the frequencies are going to tell the plane which radio signal, so from the runway or close to the runway, the airport emits a radio signal which the plane can follow, which gives us vertical and lateral guidance, and that's what the autopilot is going to use to bring the plane down onto the runway and not into the ocean next to it.
Okay.
So this is quite important. So if I take a look at the chart, actually let's find them for you first. So you're going to press the 3 view, so numeric 3.
Okay, numeric 3, done.
And now you're looking at the center console. So, just behind the throttles, and we can kind of split the center console into two sections because it's got pretty much the same thing for your side as the captain on the left and the first officer on the right. So let's focus on the left-hand side of the center console for now.
Okay.
If you go just behind the throttles and on the left-hand side, there should be a series of knobs with some orange digits above them.
Yeah.
And it's going to say something like VHF 1, VHF 2, HF, something like that.
Yes. Yeah, I see that.
Okay. That is the comms radios. That's what you use to speak to ATC.
Okay.
You want to go underneath that panel. There should be something similar, but that says nav. On the right-hand side, there will be white writing that says nav.
It's on the left-hand side for this one, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Left-hand side, fine. Doesn't matter. We need to set that frequency. So you'll see there are two frequencies. There's the active on the left-hand side and the standby on the right-hand side.
Yes.
When you adjust the big white knob, you're going to adjust the standby frequency, and I want you to move that until your frequency says 111.30.
Okay. Let me try 111. I take it it's the top knob that does the after the decimal point.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, cool. It's doing it. 111.30. Okay, done that.
Cool. So now in that screen on the right-hand side, it now says 111.30.
That's correct.
In between the two screens, there's a little button with an arrow or two arrows on it.
Yes, TFR.
Yes, transfer. Click that.
Clicked.
And now that frequency should have shifted to the left-hand side.
Yes.
Perfect. That means that frequency is now the active frequency. Now, I want you to move to the right of the center console and do exactly the same thing on the other side.
Okay, so it was 111.
Yeah, 111.30.
Okay. 111.30 and then transfer again?
Again, yes. So
cool.
Both should have on the left-hand side 111.30.
That's correct, they do.
Perfect. So we now have our frequencies set for the ILS approach to runway 06 for Durban. Okay, you've just started your approach phase looking at the map here. So you would have just turned a little bit to your right-hand side. Can you just give me a speed and altitude check?
I think we're about to turn... Okay, no problem. Speed is 258 and altitude is 18,500, 400 and dropping.
Okay, cool. So in a bit, we're going to come back and start adjusting some of those things.
I haven't turned right yet.
No, you just did. It's fine.
Okay.
There's a big right turn coming later. You've just done a small one. You probably actually didn't realize because you were looking at the radio.
Oh, wow. Okay, hectic.
Because, I'm looking at a big overview on the map here, so I can see you but it would have been a slight right turn. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Okay, next, we need to set our minimums for our approach, which I need to work out.
Is that the altitude minimums, or what is that?
So, do you remember where you changed the range of your navigation display?
The range? No.
Yeah, when you zoomed in and out.
Oh, yes. Okay, it's somewhere around here.
Okay, so go back to that button.
TFC, yes.
Then to the left, there's another gray knob, and to the left and up, there's another one that says RST in the middle.
RST, yes, I see it.
Okay, that's the knob you're going to dial. You see it's got two kind of levels.
Yes.
You want to dial the small one. I'm going to tell you now, I just need to work out quickly on the charts here, so I need a different thing. Give me a bit of time.
Oh, flip. Okay, that's always concerning. When the person teaching you how to fly the plane needs some time. Oh, flip.
No, I just need to work out the right value. So we are going to be... Okay, I want you to click the big knob so that it says radio. It's probably currently on Barrow. It should switch to the left.
Okay, hang on. How do I... Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's turning that one. Okay, this is turning...
Okay, so just move your mouse a little bit outside.
Oh, flip. That's turning RST. Is that going to mess me up?
Not at this point. No, it's fine because we haven't actually set the value.
I can't reach the bottom. How on earth do I get the bottom one? Oh, there we go. Got it. Never mind. All good?
Okay, so it says radio.
Radio,
Now, this
yes.
is going to be a bit difficult.
Okay.
So you need to be able to see that knob and your left-hand screen.
Okay, yeah, got it. That's fine.
Okay, then you can use the mouse wheel or click. Either clicking is probably a bit easier on this knob, but it just it kind of depends. But you're going to dial that inside knob, and you'll see when you start turning it, the bottom right underneath the orange section on that left-hand display, a value is going to come up there. You want to dial that to 138.
Oh goodness, where's this value? Oh, there, I see it, the radio. Okay, radio value, 138.
There we
Perfect. Go. Okay, doing that. Show us.
So yeah, this is a scrolling simulator on another level. This one always takes long to dial in.
Okay, cool. Doing the things. 138.
Yeah.
Cool, done.
Perfect. Okay, next thing I want you to do is use numeric keypad 8, or you actually, let's just use numeric keypad 8. You're going to go to the overhead panel.
Yes.
And then bottom left of that, there's two funny looking switches with like 3 yellowish dots on them. It says landing lights.
Yes, I see that.
Click them both on.
Left and right.
Yep, both of them.
Okay, on.
To the right of that, there's 3 grey switches. Runway, turn off, and taxi. Turn all 3 of those on as well.
Turning on, and turning on.
Perfect. Go back to your normal view.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going back to the autopilot controls. And we need to start slowing the plane down.
Okay.
So, I want you to find the speed. Above the dial will say IAS/Mach, MACH.
Oh, yes. Yeah, see it?
So the big grey knob, to the right of the grey knob, there's a black button that says SPD INTV.
No, I just see one that says speed.
No.
Yes. Okay, I see it. It's SPD INTV. Yes, see.
Yeah.
See it?
Click that button.
Okay. Oh, now the IS Mach came up with a number.
Cool. Dial it down to 200.
Okay. Cool. 200, set.
Okay, let's go back to your left-hand screen and just verify that the purple number at the top of the speed tape now says 200.
Yes, it does. Are you talking? Okay, yes. On the left-hand side strip, the 200 in pinky purple. Cool.
Cool.
Perfect.
And then your speed should slowly start coming down from wherever it was to.
If anything, it's going. Okay, no, it's like staying center. No, it's going up.
What is it at now?
215.
215. Okay, that's okay. That we've got some time to slow down. Then, in fact, if we're still above that 200, let's go back to that speed control for the autopilot and dial it down to 160.
Okay.
Let's bring our speed down.
So the ISA Mach, eh? 160.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, going down.
So the 737 is quite a slippery aircraft, so let's give us some extra time to slow down. So we go all the way down to 160.
Okay, I'm looking. Speed isn't adjusting just yet.
Okay, that might take some time. And you said you're at 215.
215, yeah. 215, 214. Yeah.
Okay.
But we rapidly descending. That's like 1294, 1292, 120,
12. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
So the maximum operating speed for flaps for our first stage of flaps is going to be 210. So we need to get below 210. But we've got some time to do that. So
okay,
what
it's slowly going down. Slowly.
Cool. While that's decreasing, let's do some more landmarks. So I want you to press numeric 3 again.
Okay, 3 done.
You can see the 2 big throttles in the middle.
Okay, yeah, 1 and 2, AT.
Yeah.
AT, okay.
Yeah. On the right-hand side of that, there's a lever with like a whitish flat top that says flap.
Yes, see it?
Okay, so when we start doing flaps, that's the lever that you're going to move. So it's got a bunch of different positions. You should see those positions labeled 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 35, 40, something like that.
Hang on. I think so. It's stuck behind the lever here, but yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so when we start moving flaps, that's the lever that you are going to use.
Okay.
Okay, then on the left of the throttles is another white lever that's kind of straighter. It says SPD or speed brake on it.
Yes.
Okay, what I want you to do is grab that with your mouse
Yes.
and be very, very gentle.
Oh no.
But you're going to pull it back just a tiny bit until it pops up. It's going to lift up and backwards a slight amount.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Okay, it did it. Clicked.
Cool. That's it. That's all you have to do. So now it's armed. So if you go back to
we're
your
dropping quite fast now. We had 211 speed.
Perfect. That's cool. The speed brake isn't actually deployed. We've just armed it, so when we touch down on the runway, it will deploy automatically.
Okay.
So if you go back to your 2 main screens,
Yes.
above the navigation screen, there should be now a green light that says SPD BRK or speed brake.
A
Speed
left
brake
screen
armed.
or the right screen?
The right screen. Just above it somewhere, there should be a green light.
Yes, speed brake armed. I see that.
Perfect. So that means we're good for our touchdown. Right.
Okay.
We are almost parallel. Well, we're flying parallel to the runway, but we're just about in line with the airport. So
Okay.
now it's time to start getting some flaps and things involved here. So I want you to go to the flap lever and set it to 1.
Set it to 1. Okay, so I must go flap. How do I get to the bottom again? Is it 3?
3, yeah.
3. Okay, cool. Set the flaps. So do I just click and drag down?
Yes, that's fine. Or if you get a little arrow symbol on the mouse, you can just click. The arrow must face down.
Okay, cool. There we go. Flap 1. Done 1.
Cool. Go and check your speed.
2:0. It's dropping quite dramatically. 2:03.
Okay, so
2:02.
now we've got some drag from the flaps. It'll go faster. You can go back to the flaps and set it to 5.
Okay. Do we have to are we worried about our airspeed being at 160 again, or whatever that Mach thing was?
No, that's fine. Let's
Okay.
keep it there.
Okay. Cool. It's at flap 5.
Okay, and tell me your actual speed from your left screen.
192, 191, 190.
Cool. Okay, we'll give that a little bit of time to go down to. What's it at now?
185, 184.
Okay, let's go flaps 10.
Flaps 10. Okay. Flaps gone to 10.
Cool. We can leave the flaps for a little bit. I want you to go back to where you zoomed in and out your navigation display.
Navigation display. Yes.
Those controls. Okay,
Yes.
so now we're going up and to the right. There's a knob that says Baro above it. BARO.
Okay, hang on. Navigation display, not the nav numbers at the bottom of our thing. Up top. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
up top. Yeah.
Up top. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Let me
It
move
says
this
STD
over.
in the middle.
Yes, I do see that.
Okay, so you want to dial
turned
the.
a little bit. Oh,
Yeah, that's fine. That's normal.
no. Okay.
Oh, you turned the knob.
Yes, a little bit.
That's okay. I want you to click the STD button,
Okay, clicked it.
and
Oh,
now
yeah.
you need to look underneath your altitude tape.
Oh, something's happening. Okay, the plane's doing something. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
You need to look on your left-hand screen,
Yes.
underneath the altitude tape. There's a number at the bottom.
And the altitude, yeah.
What does it
HPA
say?
number.
Yes, what does it say?
1021.
I think you somehow managed to get the right thing.
I clicked the number.
yeah, cool.
I wonder if I rolled it
Yeah.
by mistake, because I did.
No,
I rolled the
it-
thing a little bit.
No, it just means that it was the same in Joburg. Okay, so that's
Okay.
fine. That's our QNH set. We don't need to worry. Okay, now things are going to start getting intense and happening quite quickly.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay, I want you to go back to the autopilot control panel
Yes.
and find the heading control.
Heading. Yes, got it.
Okay, I want you to dial that to 242.
Is that the grey knob underneath the heading control?
Yes,
Okay, 242.
yes.
Going for it. Okay. Okay, I'm on 242.
Okay, now underneath that, there's a black square that says HDGSEL.
Got it.
Click that.
Clicked. It's got a green
It should
light
now
underneath
have
it.
Perfect. Okay, so now you are in control of the airplane's heading. The autopilot is now only going to fly whatever number you dial there.
That's worrying.
So we need to control that from now. Okay. Tell me speed, tell me altitude.
Speed 157, altitude dropping 7,000 and 6980, 6960.
Okay. Let's go gear down, so press G on the keyboard.
Okay, G, done.
Cool. And then I want you to go flaps 15.
Okay, let me go to 3, flaps 50, on 50.
Cool. And then if you go, do you remember where the flap indicator was?
Yes, I think at the top here. Yes, got it?
The circular.
Yes, got it.
The circular thing. Okay.
It says Ali flaps EXT green and it's at 15.
Perfect. Now, to the right and down, there's a big, long lever.
Huh? Right and down. yes. Okay, this thing, landing gear off. DN up.
Yes. It should be all the way down.
It is.
Okay. Above that, there's a whole bunch of lights.
Yes.
Are they green?
Nose gear, yes. Left gear, yes. Right gear, yes.
Perfect. That means our landing gear is down and locked, and we are good to land. Okay, let me go back to my checklist. Right,
oh my
we've
goodness,
done
where
lights,
are we?
we've done lights, we've done QNH, we've done speed. We're working on the flaps. So you're now at 160 speed. That's cool. So let's go the next stage of flaps. You can actually go to what's the next one? 35.
Well, our speed is let me just quickly check. 158.
That's fine.
Okay.
So,
next one is 25.
Yes, 25. Sorry. Go flaps 25.
Flaps 25. Done.
Okay.
How far are we away from the airport? Because I can't see anything. I'm in the clouds.
Yeah. We are quite far, and in fact, that's the next thing I want you to tell me is exactly how far. So you're gonna go to your left-hand screen.
Yes.
Okay. You see the blue stuff?
Yes.
Top left above the blue stuff, it should say, there should be some numbers there. It should say ILS 06Z and then have a slash and a number next to it.
I don't have any
like
ILS there. I've got TNI 000 DME 17.7 LNAV VNAV.
DME, DME, that's cool. That's the one we want. So that DME is your distance. DME is distance measuring equipment.
Okay.
So your distance, we are currently 17 miles from the airport. We're about to start. Yes, because we're flying away from the airport. Remember, we had to land from the opposite side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we've flown past the airport. We're going to turn and do a 180 and come back. We're now parallel to the runway we're going to land on.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, and altitude check, please.
Altitude, we had 5180, 60 and dropping. 5140,
Okay.
5120. 5100.
All right, so we're going to extend our downwind a little bit here, but nothing crazy. So I need to do maths, so stand by.
Oh, great.
Okay, so your current heading is 242, and we're going to do... Okay, I'm just working out the heading so I can give you everything to make it nice and easy.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I want you now to go to that heading indicator once again.
Okay.
Sorry, not indicator, the heading selector on the autopilot panel.
Yes.
Which should say 242.
That's great.
You're going to change it to 200.
Okay, cool. Going down to 0. Oh, I'm turning.
Yeah, you will, because we're telling it to turn. I probably should have mentioned that.
Okay, yeah. It's going left.
Yeah, that's correct.
0. Oh. Is it okay that the engines are spooling up and spooling down?
Yes.
Okay.
It's probably, if you're in the clouds, there's probably a bit of unstable air, and that's why they're doing that.
Yeah, at 200, confirmed on heading.
Cool. And I think we are pretty much, other than lining up now, we're pretty much good to go. DME is checked, gear And then we'll have to set up for the dual autopilot landing, which is fine.
Oh,
Okay, so I just
help.
want you to fly in that direction for a little bit.
Okay.
And then we're going to make some more adjustments. So, I'm doing maths again.
I'm so glad
It's
you're doing
fine.
it, because if I was doing it, we would die.
I didn't go to KES, so
Yeah,
it'll be okay.
exactly.
Okay, I want you to set your heading selector now to 110.
110, okay. Setting to 110. Turning left again.
Yeah, so you should turn left pretty much 90 degrees. In fact, it's exactly 90 degrees.
Oh, flip. The bottom one also turned a little bit.
You mean the little... Wait, what bottom
No, never
watch?
mind. Yeah, there's a bottom part to that knob,
Oh, okay.
but it's back at
That's
10
okay.
now, so that's fine.
At 10.
Yeah. What
It
should
should
it be
be
at?
all the way to the other side at 30.
To the right.
Yeah,
30. Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
All that changes is the bank
Bank.
angle
I
limit.
thought so.
So, yeah. Okay, now go back to your heading knob.
Yes.
If you go to the right, there's a button that says VORLOC,
Yes. Got it?
and underneath that there's a button that says APP.
Yes.
Click the APP button and it should go green.
Confirmed. Gone green?
Perfect. Now go back to your left-hand screen.
Yes.
Underneath the orange section, there should be a purple diamond to the one side.
Yes, I see it.
Okay,
But
cool.
it's
And
moving
then
left. It's going towards the
That's-
center of the screen.
That's correct. So you'll see when that lines up with the center, your plane is going to turn left to follow that. That is the localizer frequency. Or the
What's a
localizer
localizer
beam, should I say.
frequency?
Well, beam, yeah. I
What
want
is
you
it?
actually to go back to your heading.
Okay. Oh, it's turning
And-
right. I'm turning left. Sorry, I'm turning left.
Okay, if you're turning left, it's fine. It's already done it then. That's
Okay.
perfect. Okay, now look for the same kind of little diamond. It might be a triangle, but on the left of the altitude tape.
Okay, altitude strip, left. Yes, it's a pink. It's a pink triangle intersecting with a white diamond
Where is that triangle?
at the top
Is it
of
in
the
the m-
screen. It's not
At
in
the
middle.
top. Okay,
Yes.
that's good. That means we are below the glide slope. So what I want you to do
Yes.
is keep an eye on that triangle, and I want you to tell me when it starts moving down. Do you
Okay.
see the solid white line in the middle there?
Yes,
It
I
needs
do.
to line up with that.
Okay, cool. Noted.
Okay, so that's, I want you to just constantly, if you were not doing anything else, just keep an eye on that because I need to know when that starts moving.
Okay, will do so. Noted.
Okay, then something we probably should have done a little bit earlier is double check the fuel.
Oh, flip.
So the middle screen,
yeah.
that's kind of on its own. If you go all the way to the bottom right, there's a blue thing that says total
On
and there's
the
a
middle
number
screen.
next to it.
On the middle screen.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. What is that total number?
So where I'm on the middle screen, where do I go?
Bottom right.
Yeah. It says fuel quantity LBS times 1000.
Underneath that, total in blue.
Oh, total 7.4.
Okay. Oh, and it's in pounds if you said LBS. That's strange. Oh, right, because we're flying a Turkish plane. Maybe they use pounds. Anyway, 7 point whatever you said is plenty. We're fine.
Okay. Even though we don't use
Yeah.
pounds in this country, that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's enough. That's fine.
Okay.
If you'd said like 2, I would have been worried. But it's
Okay.
cool.
Cool.
Okay, back to left-hand screen and let's check that purple diamond.
No, it hasn't moved yet. The
Okay.
bottom one is in the center, dead, but the right
Perfect.
one is not there yet.
That's cool. So that means we're coming in underneath the glide slope, which is exactly what we want to do.
Speed, we're
and as
dropping
we
below
get-
160. We had 158, 157, and
It's
our
fine.
altitude is 3980.
It's fine. That's okay. That's why we build in a bit of tolerance, a bit of headroom for our speeds.
Okay.
So, yeah, when that little thing starts moving, then basically until then we're just coming up to the approach. So we're a little bit outside. I extended the downwind slightly. We're
Okay.
only now, just about now, coming into the actual glide slope. So
Yes,
that
the
thing will
diamond's
start
moving. The diamond's moving now.
Cool.
Downwards.
Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to go... actually, no, we can wait. a little bit. No, let's do it now. Let's
Okay.
go to your speed,
Yes.
and I want you to dial it to 138.
Is that the ISA Mach?
That's it.
Cool. 138. Dropping it down. Oh, okay. Yeah, the engine's slowing down.
Okay, and then you're going to
138.
go to flaps
Yes.
and set them all the way to 40.
Okay. 30. So can I go past 30 to 40?
Yeah, all the
Cool.
way to 40. It's fine.
Cool. Done.
Okay, back to your left-hand screen. Let's check on that triangle, diamond.
It's almost in the middle.
Okay, is it solid purple?
No, not yet. Still white. Still
Okay,
white
let's
diamond.
wait for it. Let's wait for it to go solid purple.
Okay. Yo, this is extremely stressful. This is ridiculous. Okay, okay. Now it's gone solid. It's gone solid pink, and it says
Okay.
single CH at the top of my thing. Came
Cool.
up. Yeah.
We're gonna fix that now. So
Okay.
remember the autopilot controls I told you not to touch.
Yes. We're gonna touch
We're
them.
gonna go. We're gonna go and touch those.
We're
now.
gonna
But
die.
Now,
Okay.
don't click anything until
Okay.
I say click.
Okay.
So, are you looking at those autopilot
Yes,
controls?
Yes.
So there's two rows. We're looking at the top row, which says CMD.
Yes, I see it. A and B. I've got AP engaged.
Okay.
A and B. Yeah.
Which one is on, A or B?
A with the green light underneath it.
Okay, so now I want you to click B, and then they should both have green lights.
Yes, they both have green lights. Confirmed.
Okay, perfect. And now you just wait for the plane to land itself.
Okay, so now we want to get a front seat. How do I lift myself up a little bit? Okay, there. I'm right at
up
the
arrow.
window. I'm right at the window. Cool. There we go. Right, up arrow. Cool. Let me do that a little bit. Perfect. There we go. Now we can just watch the flight, guys. Hopefully
Pretty
I did
much,
everything
yeah.
right. Oh my word. Sure, there's a lot of mist and fog, or I don't know if it's clouds. I don't know how we are now. This is amazing.
No, you're not very high. So yeah, you're about 9 miles out. So we've
I
got to.
see. There's the flashing. I see the flashing lights of the runway.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh wow. Okay. And now it should land itself, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, if we did everything
So-
right.
I know you've changed your view, but I want to double check. If you go back to your left-hand screen,
No problem. Yes.
at the top there's a bunch of green things. Can you
Yes.
read them to me from left to right?
Yes. MCP, SPD. Then the
Cool.
next section is VOR dash LOC. The next
Perfect.
section is G dash S.
And they're all green?
All green.
Underneath where it said single channel in yellow,
It
what
still
does it
says
say
single
now?
channel in yellow.
Yeah.
2500.
Are you sure?
It's talking to me, yes. And it says 2500. Yeah. Oh, well, what have we done
Oh
wrong?
no.
What have
Go
we done?
back to the autopilot controls
Yes.
and I want you to be 100% sure that both are green.
A and B CMDs are green. Course 062. FD on.
Okay. It might just be that we're a little far out. I want you to keep an eye on that single channel thing. It should go away.
Okay. Sure, but well, I can see G's like there's the. Oh wow, there's the runway. It's coming up quite fast. Okay, we at 2,000 at the bottom. And, I don't know what that is. Okay, we had 140,
Radio altimeter.
139.
Does it still say single channel?
Single channel. No. What's gonna happen?
Wow. I don't know.
Oh no, that's not good. Did we do everything
I think
right?
I think so.
VNAV's off, eh? On the heading.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it still says single channel. Be coming up. It seems like we're lining up correctly. I don't know what the plane's
No,
doing.
yeah, I can see you lined up correctly. That single, it might just be
Oh,
because
it's gone
we're
away.
too
It's gone
far
away.
away.
Now it says CMD. CMD.
Sick, and it's green.
And it's green.
Cool. Go back to your view and watch the landing.
Okay, sick. Here we go, boys. Oh, nice. Sherbet. That is traumatizing. But so now we have to land. Now is the test to see if we actually did everything properly. Oh,
much, yeah.
hell.
Can you see the second screen?
What do you mean? Yes, I can.
The top left, there's a little
Vector
arrow.
pink. Oh, okay, yeah.
Above that arrow, there's two numbers separated by a slash. Can
Yes.
you read those to me?
Two numbers separated by a slash. No, I've just got TRK 063 MAG.
Yeah, where are you looking? The second screen, the navigation display.
Yes.
Top left.
Left. Oh, yes. I see that. Sorry. 08788 degrees dash 10, 11. Around that's jumping up and down a bit.
Which way is the arrow pointing?
Bottom left. So
That's
south?
fine.
Yeah. Okay. Is that
Cool.
the wind?
You got it. Yeah.
Okay.
But you got a bit like 12 knots wind. It's quite windy.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's not horrendous. But
Okay, we're coming in. It's looking good. It's looking good.
You're pretty close. Can you
slow? Yeah.
Can you see the runway?
Yes, it's right in front of me. It's like.
No, well, that's a good sign.
Yeah. But no, it looks like we're coming in right because we really coming down quite a bit.
Cool.
Will it land correctly? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
This is nerve-wracking as hell.
Imagine if you were really in that plane, hoping that it lands itself.
Approaching minimums.
It says approaching minimums.
Cool, that's fine.
Oh, my word.
When it calls out 20, so it's going to say...
Minimums, it says?
Yeah, then 200, 150. When it says, I think it's about 20 or 30, it should start flaring
50.
on its own.
30,
It's 50, 30,
20,
20, yes,
10.
10. No. Wait, hang on. Yay! Okay, we've hit the ground. We touched down.
Okay,
We
it should just stop on its own.
Okay, but I'm not turning. I'm going off the runway a little bit.
Really?
Off the center line, yeah. Okay, but I'm stopping.
Geez.
I'm stopping. Stopping. Shivered. What must I do? Can I do anything? Okay, no, I'm not off the runway.
Have you stopped?
Almost stopped. Oh,
Okay,
my
go
goodness.
to... When you stop completely,
Yes. Okay,
Go
stop
to-
completely. Wow.
view
Yeah.
number 3,
Okay, view number 3.
and then just below the throttles, there are two kind of square white switches. They say
Yes.
cut off above them.
What? Where?
Click. Oh, sorry. They might actually be little black knobs. I think you've got
No,
the
they cut
new-
off. They says 1 and 2.
Yeah. Click both of those. It'll switch the engines off.
Okay, I hear them going off.
There we
Oh,
go.
wow.
And now the fire engines and things would be driving out to rescue
Oh,
you.
there's a master caution on.
No, that's because you shut down the engines. That's fine.
Okay.
Like now, you are safely on the ground. The engines are off, so the emergency crews can approach the aircraft. Your flight attendants or your cabin crew, should I say, would be opening. I don't think you'd need to evacuate because there's probably nothing wrong. So the fire engines will check that there's no fire on the brakes and stuff because we put the brakes on pretty hard to make sure you didn't go off the end.
How do
which you
I
can-
turn off the master caution? Is this shouting at me?
Click on the red flashing thing in front of you.
Or is it the yellow thing? It says master caution yellow.
Whichever one is flashing.
Oh, I clicked it did nothing.
Okay. Well, it's because we shut down the engine, so it's fine at this point.
Let's
But
click, there we
that's
go.
it.
Clicked on the flashing thing. Yay! Oh, there's
The
so
emergency
many
teams
things
will come out to meet you, and you've saved 186 passengers on board.
Yay!
Congrats.
That was so cool. That was epic. Wow. Sure. It just shows you though how much there is to do. You know what I mean? It's and that
Well-
was not even us flying the plane. Actually, like having
No,
control
so-
over it. Yeah.
We've left out probably 70 to 80% of the things that you actually do. I've only done the things that would, like, anything that wasn't critical to landing the plane, I've left out. So there's
So
a lot
is that
more.
done in an emergency, basically, where you go right? You know, we need to.
With actual pilots in an emergency, they would have done quite a bit more. But like, if you've got someone who doesn't know the plane, it's
Yes.
pointless trying to explain things like seatbelt signs and stuff that isn't, not critical to landing the plane. We can have the cabin crew will know. Let's just tell everyone to put the seatbelts and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, we didn't actually set up all the lights properly. There's some other switches that we needed to change, but anything that wasn't critical to landing, I left out. Again, I probably should have mentioned at the beginning, I'm not an actual pilot, and
Yes.
I'm not rated on the 737, so I'm pretty sure I didn't do that all 100% correct. If you had an actual 737 instructor, I'm sure they would have done things slightly differently, but I think we can call that a success.
Oh, like, isn't it any landing you can walk away from is a successful landing?
Oh, it depends who you ask, I suppose.
Okay.
If you ask the pilot, then yes. If you ask the person who's got to fix the plane that you just totaled but walked away from, then they'd probably give you a different answer.
Okay, cool. Well, that was amazing.
All right, so that's going to bring us to the end of this video. Thank you so much to Darren for being a guest star on the channel today, and for your pretty impressive efforts and your landing of the 737. So thank you so much to Darren. As always, I think we're going to try and do a few more videos like this. We'll see what other planes Darren can land. A couple of them will have autopilots that can land the aircraft, and then we'll progress on to some that don't. And that's going to be very interesting. And if you want to keep up and see those videos, you know what to do down below, and I'll see you in the next one.